live from inside Porsche Colorado Springs. It's the First Dibs podcast with our hosts, John Deisty and Justin Underwood. Buckle up and let's go for a ride.
Live studio audience this week.
That's
I
right.
guess. God,
This is
they can watch me drink my beer.
Welcome back to the First Dibs podcast from inside Porsche Colorado Springs. I'm Justin,
I'm John.
and we have our producer Brendan here again. Thank you, Brendan. And this is so much fun. Can I relax, or do I have to sit forward? Like what? I have no idea what I look
I'm
like.
gonna slouch. That's
Oh,
us.
I can relax.
We're
I can
pushing
totally relax,
buttons. I think that was me pouring my beer. It was a snow day. A lot of snow day.
yeah. A lot of snow. How much snow did we get here?
I think at my house I would guess 6 to 8 inches.
I believe that here at the store
I
for
think
sure.
that's probably about right.
So we did a good job of cleanup, and then we just got to park some cars for tomorrow. But tomorrow's supposed to be really nice. This weekend is supposed to be great.
Isn't it? That'd be wonderful. I like the snow, but man, I was shoveling for like 45 minutes this morning.
At home?
Kind of like motherfucker. God, shovel.
Wow,
This sucks.
we made it a minute.
Yeah. Did I already drop an F-bomb? Yeah, that'll happen.
Pretty good.
Is the clapping still happening?
Yeah, I'm ready to. Yeah,
Just don't
they
turn
like
it up.
it.
No,
They like it.
Oh, that's good. But you got Lewis going still too. The music.
That one we have to wait.
Whatever. Yeah, it was heavy, wet snow, and I just wasn't really ready for it.
Yeah, when Brendan was kind enough to remind me that my drive home tonight is going to be awesome. So
Yeah, good work.
looking forward to that.
That sounds great. Do you want to borrow my car?
No.
Okay, I agree.
So what kind of business do we have to talk about this week? We were trying to think before the show what's really happened. It was a busy week. I'm having a hard time putting together some fresh inventory that's come in. Besides an Infiniti QX60,
Yeah, it's a pretty nice car.
it is a nice car.
Like 80,000 miles, I think.
Yeah,
somewhere right around there.
85,000.
Cared for, very well cared for by a local family. They when they moved here, they had a Boxster. And hadn't been in a Porsche for quite a long time, and finally got into a Macan.
Nice.
So we're happy to have the trade. They're super happy to have their new car, and someone can get a cool little Infiniti.
Absolutely. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is we had a young lady bring back I think it's a 2022 Macan S to pick up a new electric Macan. And here's a question for you. So I don't know if this is a typo on the Porsche side. Was it volcano gray metallic or volcano gray metallic?
Fire the interns. It's definitely fire the interns. I'm gonna take off my boots. It's way too hot in here.
Oh, I'm glad you said boots.
Yeah. I could take off my pants too. Maybe that'll help us with subscribers.
Right.
These things are nuclear. Like, look at that.
That's a boot.
That's a winter boot right
is a
there.
boot.
Yeah. Get comfy.
Right,
Right?
yeah. No, the Macan S, it's volcano gray metallic, and it's got black Mojave beige interior. I think it only has about 20,000 miles. Like a really nice car. I mean, I almost kind of forgot about it just because it was a really quick deal. Anyway,
Is it white?
No, it's volcano gray metallic.
There you go. Sorry. I'm trying to think. I haven't seen that car.
That's
I'm
with
sure
service.
it's around somewhere.
Yeah.
There's a white Cayenne with red brakes down there. It's a second gen, probably like a 15, 16.
Well, we do have a 2016 Cayenne diesel.
That wouldn't have red brakes.
Not supposed to.
It's white.
Yeah,
The diesel's white?
Yep.
Does it have black wheels?
I think so.
Okay, so that must be the diesel.
Maybe. Yeah,
And it
they
just upgraded brakes.
changed the calipers. Yeah. I believe that's got about 145,000 miles or so. But it's diesel. Should be a nice car.
Yeah.
We can't certify it because
In Colorado, I guess you can fill it with unleaded.
right? And see how
at your King Super stations.
Right, yeah.
Right?
I learned about this today. I'm sure people listening or watching local anyway have already heard some of this news, but there were a number of fuel stations that were filled up so they put diesel fuel in the regular gasoline
Yeah.
tanks. And that's not something, it's not, we were joking around. It wasn't the truck driver's fault. Because we're thinking, like, how many tanks can one of those trucks fill? No, it happened at the plant, like the distribution house. They filled up diesel.
And told them it was gas.
Tankers, and told them it was gasoline. Yeah.
That's a whoopsie.
That's a problem. Right? So,
What do you think's worse, doing that or doing it the other way around, filling a diesel with gas?
filling a diesel with gas
Is worse.
is worse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would think so.
Yeah. No, ironic because one of my good friends, William, down in Florida, called me. He said, he says, "Hey man, I need your mechanical brain for just a couple seconds. What you got?" He says, "Oh, one of my bonehead neighbors down here, we were playing around with some of our side-by-sides on the beach, and he didn't know any better, but he took this thing to go gas it up, and he filled it with diesel fuel. He said it stopped running in about 35 seconds. He said, am I going to have to put an engine in this thing? Nah, I don't think so. Drain it out, change the fuel filter. I mean, it might take a while, for it to get going, but I think you'll be okay. So, hope so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
But yes, you're right. If it was the other way around, if it was a diesel engine, you put gasoline in it, that's harder. I think that's harder to correct. So, be careful, everybody. So, anyway, that's good news.
Yeah.
Anything in Porsche news? This is going to be a long show.
I've been distracted all week.
How so? What's on your mind, John?
I think everybody. Why is our camera like going in and out? Do you see that? That's weird.
That's
like pulsating.
That's Brendan.
No, I don't know. Maybe it is. A U.S. citizen was shot and killed in Minneapolis by a federal law enforcement agent on the street, and it just doesn't sit well with me at all. It's. I've watched the videos. I've kind of tried to take in everything I can, and I still can't find any justification for it. I don't know why they're there. The ICE agents in mass like this, other than to intimidate the population. They showed up to a high school and shot tear gas at kids. I just don't understand what America that's okay in. And I like laws. I like enforcing laws. If there are people here illegally that are, causing problems, they probably shouldn't be here. But I don't understand why you need the Gestapo tactics of going and trying to pick someone up at their high school or pick up a parent or it just seems cruel and unusual to me. And for, a woman, I don't know what happened before the videos, maybe she was cussing at him. Maybe she was, doing something she wasn't supposed to. But from everything I've seen, she was sitting in her car and waved a car by, and then officers got out, and then she got shot. It's ridiculous. It's just, and I also don't understand how we are so fragmented as a society where people can believe some of these, what to me are outright lies coming from the federal government, calling her a domestic terrorist. The last words she said before she was shot were, "It's okay, I don't hate you," or "I'm not mad at you." Something like that, in a voice that was way more calm than I am right now.
Right.
And it's, the guy that did it, it's his fault. And the people that put him there to do it, it's their fault. And the people that trained him, it's their fault. Like, why are you going out there hot like this? I just don't understand it. It makes me sad. And yeah. So I've been completely distracted all week by kind of a fear, I guess, that this feels like one of those things like, okay, they were kidnapping. Who was that guy from that got sent down to El Salvador or got Ecuador, and he got put in prison, but they didn't like export him correctly, and then the judge said bring him back, and they said we don't know where he is, and then finally he got back. Like, okay, it just the way it's been escalating just is making me frustrated and nervous about the future, because to me, part of what a law enforcement officer should be trained to do is kind of de-escalate situations. And it seems like this whole ICE deportation thing is trying to bring the boiling point up. And, I think the Minnesota people were saying somebody's going to get killed. That's what's going to happen here. And then it happened. And then, nobody's retaliated against ICE yet with murder. But I see that as being probably not that far away, because now if I know that the last time ICE had somebody stopped like this, the driver got killed. Now maybe I do try to run you over with my car. And I'm like a fairly calm and rational person.
Right.
And that thought goes through my head. And I'm white. I'm a white male. I am like the least targeted person on the planet by the police. And if that thought can go through my head, you just wonder, how much further can these people push it? Which I think is the whole agenda. It's trying to demonize the left. It's the ultra radical left that is causing all of these problems, and now stealing all of the USDA money in Minnesota, so they can't give them that. It's just, it has me scared for the country, and I don't like that feeling. So anyway, Porsche podcast, but that's why I don't have anything to contribute, is because I'm just I'm just highly concerned about it, because like Nancy and I, we're on opposite ends of the spectrum on this stuff, but we can have rational conversations even though we don't agree on everything. We agree on a lot, but the rhetoric, the violence, there was an ICE officer. There's a memorial in Minneapolis with some candles lit where the woman was killed. Officer walks by and kicks him over in front of a protest.
Oh, wow.
And then gets up in the protester's face. That guy should be fired. That has no business. Why does he have a badge? What a spineless sack of shit. Seriously. And, I'm sure that's a completely thankless job to be an immigration officer, right? But maybe it's because there's no guidance for it, right? You're not, I don't see what laws you're trying to enforce or see it as a way to be doing it. Like, Congress, pass some immigration shit. Anyway.
Oh, I mean, it's a current event. It's fair to talk about, and it's definitely shaken up a lot of people for sure, as far as a news thing. And I think it was even mentioned earlier today, maybe it's to take some of the pressure off of taking over Venezuela.
Stealing oil.
So there's obviously a lot of stuff that's happening out there. one thing that I've found myself doing here pretty recently is ever since Ted here gave us that book, the Unreasonable Hospitality. Have you read that? So I finished it finally, and I'm not a reader, right? So compliments to Ted, right, for causing me to actually read a book. It's probably the first book I've read in 10 years or more, kind of thing. And it was interesting. Like, it was kind of fun. There's interesting parts to it. There's some kind of dull moments to it. And especially when you know what the outcome of, the whole story is, you're just reading about, how they got there, but there's some interesting things that happen, and it relates to what we do, with our business for sure. And then, but what that kicked off though here recently is that I'm finding myself either looking at different things to read or listen to, because I've got 2 hours a day, right, where I can listen to audiobooks or whatever, or reread. And one of the things that I've picked up recently that I read as I was going through I had to read it. I was going through a service advisor training program years ago. It's a Dale Carnegie book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is, it's an old book. Like, it's super old. And the first time going through it, and even now this time going through it, a lot of it just seems, kind of, well, on a personal level, it seems like, well, that's a little bit of stating the obvious, but it's not stating the obvious, not to everybody, that's out there. And really kind of what the book focuses on how to win friends and influence people. There's some big keys. And if you've never heard things like it's better to be interested than interesting. Have you ever heard that before? Be more interested.
Yeah,
rather than be interesting.
I like that idea.
That's how you can win friends.
Yeah.
Right. That's just one of those, people skills or whatever. And I've talked about this with other people here, like Nancy and anyone for that matter, but it's active listening, right? It's being a good listener, which creates good questions. And then what it develops into how to influence people. One of the big things is put yourself in their shoes. You've heard that before.
Yeah.
Right. Put yourself in their situation. Put yourself in that person's shoes to help look at it from different viewpoints. And that's how you can start not only winning friends, but you can start to influence people as far as when people come here, they want something. And what our job is to do is to give them gratification on what they're doing is the right thing. And we want that for them as well. But to help them through that process, put ourselves in their shoes and find out, what is it that they really want, and then we can want that with them at the same time. Well, anyway, going back, like to the ice thing is, this is just my own personal thing. I wasn't there, so I couldn't, and I've heard very little, right? Like, what you were showing me tonight, that's kind of the most that I've seen on anything. So I can't, go to any kind of judgment. I definitely understand, some different viewpoints for sure. But I don't know, like, I wasn't there. I don't know what the whole circumstance was. I don't know why anybody was there. I don't know why ICE was there. I don't know why the lady was there. I don't know what anybody was. I don't know anything about that stuff. So it will be really interesting to see some of the outcome to it. And I definitely agree that the actions, it didn't just murder a lady. It ruined her family. It ruined his family, like the ICE agent. His family's life is over. His life is over. His family's life is over. It's such a broad, like, mushroom effect, right? The nuclear bomb has gone off, and then look at all the fallout, that's going to happen from it. Yes, because of one or multiple very poor decisions that were made on their part. So, but it is a current topic, so it's totally worth discussing. And I think that's okay, right? It's got you, and that's an area that you're from.
Yeah, no,
right?
Exactly. My dad graduated from the high school where kids got tear gassed.
That's pretty crazy.
Like,
my sister lives there.
Yeah. I just don't understand how any of that's okay.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
sorry to break this to you, Wendy. I think you're out of a job whenever your boss's next election is. I know that's not a funny thing, right? I know you were like,
who does she work for?
She works for Tim Walz.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's not going back into office.
No, he resigned, or he's not.
Oh, he decided not to run.
He's not running.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
prior to all of this.
Okay. Oh, really? Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, shows you what I know. But anyway, it's a super crazy event. It's obviously it's incredibly tragic. I don't know if this relates to it in any way. I went to lunch not that long ago. I was taking out Krista and her boyfriend. They were in town over Christmas. They're the two that live in Germany full time going to college. And they wanted to get out for lunch one day. And I forget where we were, but we wound up in Littleton somehow. And it may have been, what was it for? Oh, they wanted to stop somewhere, a very specific location to get something. And on the way back, we drove past a high school in the Littleton area, right at Arapahoe and University. And when I was working in Littleton, there was a school shooting there. And it was kind of crazy, right? I mean, like, I'm watching this in the news and it's blocks away, from where I'm working. And at the time frame, like, my kids were really young. They weren't there. I know my kids are safe. And I didn't know anyone, at that school. This is also at a period of life where I was transitioning into the sales side of things. And I had a really hard time adjusting from service to sales because of the hours and the downtime in the sales department. I was the guy that was opening up the service department, opening up the dealership, right, at 6:30 in the morning for the past 12 years or whatever it was. And now all of a sudden I'm not expected to be there or do anything before 9:30. That's hard, right? That's kind of a weird time. I became a Starbucks Gold member, right? And like really quickly, I'd go hang out and watch all the very attractive, like, high school girls, come in. I was much younger. Okay. Keep in mind. Anyway. So as I'm getting into the sales side of things, I started venturing out in the morning time. One of the things that I got in kind of a bad habit of doing, actually, I was going to the Original Pancake House in the Tech Center. There are two Original Pancake Houses, and no offense, Original Pancake House. The one in the Tech Center, that's the one you want to go to. The one in Littleton, it's the same restaurant. It's not the same food, right? So anyway, I was going there, and even to this day, I still order the same thing. I get a half order of bacon pancakes and a side of cottage cheese and just bring black coffee. It's delicious. Absolutely delicious. It was a couple days after the school shooting happens, and I'm at Original Pancake House having breakfast. And I just sit by myself because it's I'm there for like 15 minutes, right? I'm just doing my morning routine, and I mind my own business. I don't talk to anybody. I don't really eavesdrop, to stuff that's going on because I'm just going about my day. What I happen to notice is that there is a kid. He was probably 16, 17 years old, something like that. He's sitting next to me, and across from him, I'm just assuming it's like father and son. They're sitting there. And again, not really, I'm not eavesdropping, but before I realize that it's not a father and son. This is a kid. He was a senior. He was a senior at the high school that was there. Like he's a senior at this high school. And this guy that's with him, I don't think it was a family member. I think it was just someone that wanted to ask him some questions about his day. Maybe it was some kind of a counselor. Mm-hmm. I don't know, right? And then so at this point I have to like start paying attention, to what this kid is talking about, because I realized he was just part of this crazy tragic event that just happened a day or two ago. And what stuck with me the most about what I picked up from what they were talking about is his life wasn't flashing before his eyes. What was flashing before his eyes is he has a brother that goes to the same school. And the only thing that he could think about is, where's my brother? He was ready to barge into the hallway, right? I mean, like, unfortunately, kids in high schools and grade schools and kindergartens and stuff, you know what they train for now? They don't train for tornadoes and they don't train for winter storms. They train for shootings, which is totally effed up, right? Well, anyway, he's ready to barge in the hall because he can't find his brother. There's no communication allowed. You can't use your cell phones. You can't call people. Everyone's hiding. And he said I started crying because I thought, where's my brother? I know that there's been some activity. I know there's people hurt. Where's my brother? And he kept repeating, that's all I could think about. Where's my brother? He didn't care about himself.
Sucks.
That's pretty crazy.
Yep, it's absurd.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that had a big impact on me.
Yeah.
Just listening to his story. And he wasn't breaking down, telling the guy. But, I mean, I started getting kind of emotional, especially thinking about it. That's pretty insane. Like, to be put in that type of situation. And, I'll knock on wood or whatever. I've never been in a situation like that. No. I hope none of us ever are.
I hope there's never another one.
I hope none of my family ever is. Yep. Right? So it's scary.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Can't we all just get along? Jesus.
Who said that? Rodney King?
I don't know.
No, I don't think it was Rodney King. Who was that? Can't we all just get along?
Rodney Dangerfield.
There you go.
Rodney Dangerfield probably said it.
Anyway, do we have any Porsche stuff to talk about? I don't like talking about this stuff, but it's had me so distracted.
Yeah. Oh, get it off your chest.
Yeah, right.
This is a good way to vent it.
Yeah.
All 12 people are going to hear it.
Exactly. They're going to know how
and apparently there's not many questions.
I'm probably on a watch list now, too. First Porsche moment that made you fall in love with the brand.
You should go first.
I think awareness was the Minneapolis Auto Show, probably 96. When I got to see a 993 Turbo for the first time. That was a very wow, that thing's amazing moment. My parents' Cayenne really helped a lot too. And then I got to drive an 06 Cayman S, probably an 07 or something like that. And that was eye-opening. That was my high school friend had a 964, and we got to drive that a little bit, but I never drove it. He did, and we were pretty careful. And then the Cayman, that thing, I just remember the sound of it, and accelerating down an entrance ramp in Minneapolis, and that was pretty good.
I guess for me, there's two different scenarios. One would be more of a broad thing where I think my love for the brand, it was going through PTAP. It was going through the Porsche Technician Apprenticeship Program to be a mechanic for them. And but the reason for the brand is the heritage, like learning about the company. The cars were cool. I didn't know anything about the cars before I went to school. The company side of things, the heritage of it, that's what really captivated me as far as the brand. And if there was one experience that really hooked me, it was during PTAP, it was taking a road trip. We had a long weekend. We had two Jessies in class. One of the Jessies, Jesse Adamy, he and I actually moved out here together. We got hired at the same dealership from PTAP, and we worked together, side by side for a very long time. And he's their shop foreman now up in Littleton. He's still doing really well. And then there was another Jesse. He was a little bit younger, and he was already working in a Porsche dealership, and he was the first person that they put through a sponsorship program. The idea was, what it developed into, they developed it into what's called a fast track program. But Jesse already had a job at a dealership in Ohio, where he's from, and they sent him to the PTAP program. He didn't have to apply through a school, all that kind of stuff. Well, anyway, this long weekend, Jesse, Ohio is what we called him, Jesse, Ohio. He said, hey, man, this long weekend, would you want to head up to Ohio to my parents' place? He said, I'm jonesing to drive my 911 around for the weekend. It'll be cool, show you a good time, all that stuff. Yeah, sure. Why not? Might as well go. Anyway, that's also where my love of the 79 911 SC came in. And so the experience of driving around in Jesse, Ohio's 79 SC that weekend just sealed it for me. Mm-hmm. Just absolutely sealed it for me. And I can remember that weekend. I mean, I remember a lot of details about that weekend. It was awesome.
That reminds me of a car that may be coming in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you've ever wanted to cosplay...
I know what you're talking about.
In a 959 rally car.
Cosplay. That's right.
right?
Yeah,
yeah. I
totally.
think that's kind of what it is. Tune in
Next week.
next week. We've got something pretty special. I'm excited to
I'm
see
excited for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, next week's going to be actually next week will be a great. We're only at 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Next week will be a great show because we have a ton of stuff. We just can't talk about it because it's not here. So,
this. Maybe we can actually have a just fully car episode next week.
we will
just
No, we
get
will.
back to why we're actually here.
Right. We're right. You know what, though? I've heard more people. I have talked to a few people about our show in this past week. And you know what has been really consistent from the very beginning is that there are people that appreciate the knowledge, like the learning aspect of it. We've talked to those guys.
Yep.
There's people that are Googling things as we're talking about them because we
we
get a
drop
little
964
Yeah,
and
we-
993 and
Yeah.
987 and
Yeah, we do the kind of the nerdy. I mean, that's the language,
Yeah.
right? That's the language that you talk. But anyway, so we have people that enjoy that aspect of it. I think a lot of people they enjoy the banter, just the wicked conversation. And I think it was someone just said to me very recently. I was joking around with them saying it's not. I mean, believe it or not, it's not scripted at all. And he laughed and he said, "No, the script is just whatever rolls off your tongue at the moment."
Yeah.
Right. So, that was Chris, this guy, Chris, that I was talking to. Chris, if you happen to be listening to this episode, if you made it all the way to the end of the last episode, you're spot on, buddy. You're absolutely spot on. So people enjoy just the conversation. And you bringing up, current events and what's distracting you, causing you some heartache for America. There's no people appreciate that about you and us, John.
well, there you go. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome, listeners, for
Yeah.
not having a filter.
And thank you to Porsche Colorado Springs for allowing us to omit a filter from time to time.
Remember Russian warship, go F yourself?
That's right. That's right. We've been doing this a long time.
I know.
Man.
I think it's been 4 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez. Anyway, I've appreciated every moment of it.
Yeah. Good for you. I'm still here. What Porsche would you recommend buying, selling, and holding?
Well, that's not the same car, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. pick one for each category. I'll go first with buy. I would buy long hoods. I think they're a little low right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, buy, sell, and hold.
Yeah. So I would buy an early.
Would you buy it to drive it or would you buy it to hold it? I'm looking at it. I guess I'm looking at this maybe a little differently than how you're looking at it.
I would buy it to have it now rather than wait to buy it later.
Okay. Because you're going to hold it? So is it an early 70s 911 a car that you're not only going to buy, but you're going to hold?
Well, I don't have it, so I can't hold it. Hold it is, I think, like, what cars do you think are just kind of hanging steady?
I guess the way that I'm looking at it is, what car do you buy? That's a car that you buy, like that Fjord green car that is no longer available.
Yep.
Right? That's a car I would have. I mean, that thing's wicked. It's beautiful. And I'm going to drive it. Right? It's expensive, right, for what it is, but holy cow, right? And I would enjoy the crap out of that car. A car that I would sell, if I had it in my collection of cars, it would be, like a 986 Boxster. Car to sell. That's an interesting question.
I would sell. Nine 997s.
You would
I would sell a 997 right now.
really? Okay.
I think they've had quite a moment, and they're worth
They're at a good place.
a lot of money.
They're at a
right
good
now.
place. Yeah.
And I'll probably regret that. The real answer is buy everyone, hold them all, don't sell anything.
Right, exactly.
Because they just do this.
Right,
Or
don't
sorry,
sell.
on the camera they just do that.
Yeah, don't sell.
Whichever way, they just go up.
go up.
Up.
Yeah, yeah,
So if you can buy any Porsche
right.
flat engined sports car,
Pretty much.
you should buy it and hold it and never sell it.
You know what I think might have an interesting uptick here probably over the next 5 years or so?
1985 Targas.
No, this is based on an event that we had here recently.
Oh, the 914er?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doug DeMiro just ripped us off and did a video about one. It's for sale up in Longmont on carsandbids.com.
A 914?
Yeah, the green one.
But a 914, not a, because there's no other 1511 cars.
No.
Yeah.
So
And he was up in Longmont? I mean, he's from this neck of the woods.
yeah, I don't know if
anyway.
he was there or what, but
Yeah, no, I could see now. I mean, granted, part of the reason I see that there being an uptick is there's so few really nice ones.
yeah.
And something that was pretty eye opening to me, and which is kind of ridiculous to think about, is because we already know these cars. During the 1511 event, we had the M471, we had the 916, we had another factory original
914.6.
right? Obviously the custom made, like the Patrick Motorsports car, and then the 1511 914. But seeing the factory built cars in their condition and how wickedly cool they are, I thought, I mean, it's everybody on the planet that appreciates cars to some extent wants the current GT3 RS. Right?
Yeah.
That's the car that everybody wants. If you can't have that, then what do you get? Right? Well, then you get whatever you can. You get a 911, you get a 996, you get a 997, you get a whatever, right? You just get something that's part of the bloodline of that car. And that's fulfilling, until you can get into the GT3 RS, right? The 914 fits that mold. Right, and I think the 1511 company, I think they're doing such a great job with that product. Just like 964s, you've been around long enough now. Would you ever pay $100,000 for a 1992 Carrera 4 with 150,000 miles on it?
That engine was leaking.
Yeah. No. I'm sorry, listeners. The car's not worth that. It's just not, right? It is not worth that. However, because of companies like Singer and does Tuthill, I don't know. There's tons of 911, resto mod shops and stuff like that are dealing with, and they deal with 964s, right, for their donor cars. It's just skyrocketed the values of these cars. Don't get me wrong, the 964 is a great car. They're fun to drive. They sound great. But to John's point, they leak like a sieve, right? And they just do. Like, don't fix them. I'm not trying to take repair bills, out of my service departments. Anyway, like you fix a leak now, it'll leak next year. That's just what 964s do. And that's okay. I mean, that's totally acceptable. It's just the values of those cars has just gotten so ridiculous. And so, but when you see a really, really nice example, you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I could accept that. So when you see an M471 914.6 or a priceless, 916 or whatever, you're like, oh man, now you start to have an appreciation, for the egg, the Robin Egg Blue 914. That it's a nice car, it's not a $500,000 car or $1 million car, but it's like, okay, but that's part of the pedigree. That's kind of cool. There's an appreciation for it. That makes value go up.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so find a 914 for $5,000, hold on to it for 50 years, and sell it for $10,000.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
It will happen.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, it will happen.
But you have to store it inside.
Yeah, no rust.
Yeah.
No rust. If you want all $10,000, it can't be any rust.
Stephen H. says he thinks the 981 Spider has a lot of upside potential.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Those are perfect.
Heck yeah.
They are just absolutely perfect. And, 718s are done. We've talked about that.
Right.
They're not making those anymore. The next platform was developed as an electric, and then they're putting gas engines in it too. A manual. I don't know how you route that.
Well, Stephen, 981 Spiders.
Yeah, those are just about perfect. Any Spider, RS, 718, 981, any of them are quite nice.
Yep. Even the 987.
Yeah,
That was a cool
that was
Spider.
a great car.
Yeah. But no, I'm with you. The like a 2016 Spider. I am shocked at how well the values have done on a 2016 GT4. Right? The gray one that we just had here was just delivered. The guy received it, I think today or yesterday, or something like that. And he had these great words to say to Corey, saying like, "Wow, this car is so much better in person than what I was expecting. The videos, the pictures, I mean, that was all super helpful, but wow, this car is great." So kudos to the guy that you brought it in from, right? For keeping it in such great condition. But I got to say, I am absolutely blown away by the value of what that car's done.
Yeah.
When that car first came out, it was somewhat, there was a lot of anticipation around that car. And then shortly after it came out, there was criticism. Second gear's too long,
Yep.
right? Too long. Like, so and that's where the Spider was.
Everybody's still complaining about that.
Yeah, and the Spider was just it turned out to be more fun, right? They built fewer of the Spiders. They built more GT4s. They did the Spiders, and the Spider was more fun to drive. But if you're going to drive it on the racetrack, you couldn't do the Spider because of the open top. You had to have the GT4. Well, anyway, long story short, here we are, a decade later, and the cars are still selling for or more than what they were brand new.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Those are, and they're worth it.
They are worth it.
Find something else for $100,000.
That gives you the experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're like broken records. We just have the same conversation over and over, but no one listens.
Yeah, that's why I throw in stuff about the decay of America. You gotta keep if you listen to this show in 20 years, you'll know who was in power, and based on my attitude. So there you go.
And you might catch the occasional bop song.
Yeah, I miss the fun shows. Stephen, yes, we have a client here that had a 916 on display at the dealership for a few months.
Yeah.
And then he brought it back for our 914 event. I think it was Excellence Magazine did an article about it, maybe.
Yeah. I think
it's silver with like Dayglow red, but
Dayglow
it's
red.
orange. It looks like orange to me bumpers. The car is amazing. I think the story is that it left the factory with a 2.4 liter Carrera S engine, and then went back and was fitted with a 2.7 liter Carrera RS engine before the Carrera RS existed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Because it's a 72
yeah,
916.
yeah. So that's a neat little thing.
Been part of the same family since I think 1974 or 5.
Yeah, I got to pull it out of the showroom.
That's good. That's nice. The owner of it says it's 210 horsepower.
Yep.
Which is quite a bit, in that little car. And he says that the power to weight ratio, there's just something very magical about that combination. The M471 carbureted car, like super fun to drive, and plenty of power as well. But he says there's just something about the 210 horsepower and the 916. It is the perfect combination. It doesn't feel
Got
like
away
it's
like right at 2,000 pounds.
Yeah. He says it's not too much. It's certainly not too little. It's just right. It's just perfect. And then he has that custom built, the Willow Green car.
That thing's wicked.
And he said that's just too much. That thing's putting out like over 300 horsepower or something like that. So it's a fun car to drive. It's just too much. So I think, yeah, having that stuff in our backyard just adds, to the craziness that
It's interesting how there is so much cool Porsche just right around here.
yeah.
Lucky for that.
Yeah. Well, I think what we're lucky is that the people are willing to share it with us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of private collections out there that people don't they don't want to share it.
Yeah.
So, one thing that I should probably promote this week, right, and kind of going on, is that our 1964 356 SC and our 1966 911, our very original 66 911, they're both going to the RM Sotheby's auction in Arizona at the end of the month. So we might see if there will be a social media blast or something from the dealership. But those are both going to RM Sotheby's. They're going to be offered at no reserve. And so, I mean, if these are cars, right, that you're aware of and you've talked to salespeople and had any interest into them, they're going to sell at the end of the month. They're not coming back here. So if that's a car that you're very interested in, I highly encourage you to look at the Sotheby's listings of the cars, register to become a bidder. And take your opportunity to own them. But anyway, we're going to see those cars get picked up by transport at the end of next week, and they are never coming back.
What should we do? You want to autograph under the hood?
We could do something fun like that. Yeah, we could do something very German.
It's too bad there's not like an 8-track or something. We could record an episode of the podcast onto an 8-track cassette.
Right.
Put it in there.
Right. Yeah. They're such cool cars. The 64 SC, I'm looking at it right now, and oh man, that's a beautiful car. I still think the Dolphin Gray 65 356 is the car with the most character.
Yep.
And then the 62B that we have.
That car looks like it should just be running around Europe.
Yeah.
Just as it is, and like there should be a picnic basket in the back seat and like a loaf of French bread. And
Right.
the windows should be down and it's street parked with like one of the turn signal indicators on so you don't hit it as you're driving by. Just
Yep. Yeah, I love that car. And the Dolphin Gray car is still 6-volt, which is, I mean, you got to be prepared for that, right? But it's just more fun, even starting it up.
well, it means that you can take a balloon and rub it on your head if you have hair, and then just touch the battery terminals, and that's enough voltage
To get it going.
to spark it up to
Right.
jumpstart it.
Right.
You'll get at least a couple revolutions
Yep.
of the engine.
Yep. No, starting those up. Woo, woo,
Yeah.
woo, woo.
Yep.
And then they go. Yeah, it sounds like they're struggling, but they're not. It's just super fun. So anyway, and then our 66 911 that's been part of the dealership for quite a while. I mean, it sat in our owner's office on a second floor mezzanine for 6+ years, up in Denver before coming back here and having our guys, go through it to freshen it up. But anyway, it's time to go. And so we worked a package deal with Sotheby's where they asked if we would send a couple cars to this auction, and it's time.
Yeah.
It's just time. Ironic, the 64 SC came to us from Arizona. So it's headed back in that direction. We'll see if it stays there or if somebody that's already part of our network winds up with the car. But either way, RM Sotheby's auction at the end of the month, 64 356 SC, beautiful restored car, and a very original 1966 Irish Green 911 will be down there. So anyway, register to bid, get an opportunity to own one of those cars or both.
Yep. I'm in for both. They're both good.
Well,
I think we should call it a day.
yeah,
I'm exhausted.
It's been a lot.
Let's come back next week with actual car content.
Yeah.
I'll make that commitment.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna print off some build sheets. I'm gonna be excited.
Yeah. Hey, we got some stuff coming, man. That's to be excited for.
There are some good ones. I hope one of them has enough miles to be driven. Like so many of these really cool things that have come through. I can't.
Well, I want to go drive the car that you've already hinted at.
Yes.
I totally want to drive
Yeah.
that car.
That one, we need some dirt road pictures in that thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but then there are a couple cars coming in that have a couple miles on them. Yeah, you get some time.
Well,
Get
there
a
you
little
go.
bit of seat time.
There's
so.
the teaser. Mm-hmm. All right. If you're an ICE officer, don't shoot anybody.
Right. Be on your best
If
behavior,
you're a
please.
protester, don't throw snowballs or bottles. Just keep it tight. And God, let's get through it.
All right. Well, is that it?
I quit.
Okay. So for the First Dibs podcast from inside Porsche Colorado Springs, I'm Justin. That's John. Behind the scenes is our buddy Brendan. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and listening and watching. And we look forward to next weekend. Have a great week.